Today we are taking a look at the spunky bracelet slinging legend herself, Loba. Loba is not an overly complex legend, but there are some things to know when it comes to mastering her. She's the best legend in the game when it comes to keeping herself and her team on the move, making looting quicker, allowing you to get into the action faster than ever. Let's get you some tips on how to master Loba in Apex Legends Season 7 and moving forward. Loba might be one of the simplest legends in all of Apex Legends, but she can make a world of difference in the looting experience. Since her induction at the launch of Apex Legends Season 5, she has seen a series of buffs making her more popular and better than she has ever been. Loba is all about making the looting experience quicker, easier, and better than ever in Apex. This is really what Loba is all about, and this is what you should be remembering when playing as a Loba. Have no fear though, because this guide will give you some in-game examples on how to master all of Loba's abilities. One thing to note if you are watching this video at the end of Season 7 or in a future season, take a look at the pinned comment down below for any and all changes that might have happened to Loba since the launch of this guide. I will be constantly updating this comment with the changes to Loba so you can all have the most up-to-date information. However, the recent barrage of changes to Loba does make me feel as if she is in a good spot and won't be adjusted too much in the near future. If you do like this video and you would like to support me, hit that like button as it does help quite a lot. And subscribe to the channel for more Apex Legends guides, tips, and gameplay that is always on the way. We have covered nearly every legend in the Master Guide series, and a link to that playlist is down below and in the corner of this video. First up, if you are a returning player to Apex Legends or Loba as a legend, it would be good to know the changes to Loba at the launch of Season 7, because there was a small change, but it was a really huge one. The Black Market Ultimate ability now has the ability to withdraw as much ammo as the player wants to, and it does not use up any slots in the Black Market. This means a player can get endless ammo of any type. This can be really huge, and we will go over this more later in the video. Overall, this adjustment is a welcomed one and a buff Loba definitely needed to give her some power. The first ability to talk about is Loba's passive ability, Eye for Quality. Her passive is super simple and it lets her see all the purple, epic, and gold legendary loot through the walls up to over 100 meters away. She can also ping these items through obstacles, walls, and enclosed supply bins. Her passive is simple but useful. This passive is most effective off spawn in my opinion, when you may potentially see a purple or gold item on the ground. This makes Loba have an edge in the early game in my opinion. The distance that you can see these items is quite far, and when landing you do have enough time to redirect yourself to a pile of purple or gold loot. So make sure you are keeping this in mind when you are landing. A big thing to be aware of is that this passive can develop tunnel vision when looting. This means you need to take care to not only go after purple and gold items. I often find times when myself or my teammates are only partially looting areas because they are just bopping around from legendary to legendary item, which causes Lobas to miss blue items, which can be crucial. You do not want to be missing that blue or gray shields if you don't have shields, magazines, and other attachments, so just be mindful of this ability and don't develop tunnel vision when you are looting. All in all, Loba's passive ability is a solid one and a useful one, but it's not overpowered in any way. The next ability for us to discuss is Loba's tactical ability, which is called Burglar's Best Friend. This tactical is a teleporting ability through the use of the bracelet that she has. This ability is performed by throwing this bracelet, which travels in an arc-type fashion. You have the ability to tell us when to hit the ground, which will perform the teleport, so you do not need to wait for it to go the maximum distance. Speaking of the maximum travel distance, the maximum travel for this tactical is somewhere between 70 and 100 meters, depending on the user's height off the ground or if they are just at ground level. The tactical will also not activate if it is triggered in an area that the game will not let Loba travel to. This is a good thing to remember, and it is also a good thing to know that you cannot accidentally throw yourself off the map, hopefully. It took me a long time to figure this out, and I was often very scared of throwing myself off the map Olympus. Another huge thing to keep in mind is that as soon as you throw this tactical, you cannot stop it. So you need to either let the ability run its course or just activate it as soon as you throw it. This can cause for many awkward situations where you might only teleport a short, weird distance while the enemy is lasering you in the back. You really need to be mindful of this. There's a couple of particular use cases we should go over with this tactical ability. The first thing to know is that this ability, in my honest opinion, is not the best to be aggressive with. The teleport is quite easy for enemies to track. Loba's movements with this ability give both an audible cue and a white tracer line from the throw, and it is easy to follow. On top of this, there's a moment at the end of the ability where your weapons are down. This makes it difficult to use if you are teleporting really close to enemies that may be able to shoot you as soon as you teleport. The better way to use this ability is to gain a tactical height advantage over your enemies. This brings us to the second example, where you can be aggressive with this ability, but in a fashion that allows you to be safe after the initial teleport. Using the ability to gain a height advantage can be very easy to do, and it provides many big benefits when it comes to engagements. I find Loba excels very well on Olympus, where she can use this bracelet to get to many of the buildings and height areas. Such areas include the grow towers, buildings in the gardens, the homes and estates, or on many of the roofs outside of the areas such as docks, the rift, and more. If you are running Loba, try to take advantage of this and land or rotate through some of these locations. The third and final use case for this ability is to use it as a way to get out of unwanted or sticky situations. The ability to hide behind cover while the bracelet travels to another location can't be valued enough. There's many times where I'll be making a push with my team and I get pieced to health, and I'm forced to use this ability to get a better position with more cover so I can heal up. This clip that you're watching right now, I actually use this ability while I'm full health to get away. I thought we were getting pushed by two different teams at once and I got extremely nervous, so I was able to hop back and get this guy down quite easily. This also works if I'm the one being pushed and a team catches me off guard. Again, the ability to stand behind cover while getting away using this tactical ability can be really great to avoid damage. Overall, Loba's tactical is pretty good but not amazing compared to some of the other Legends tactical abilities in Apex Legends. It has many uses and it does add to the uniqueness of Loba. Be mindful of your surroundings when using this ability and try your best to not get caught in the act of teleporting. My favorite part of Loba's ability set is her ultimate ability, the Black Market Boutique. Her ultimate allows her to place down a black market that allows everyone, both teammates and enemies, to loot 2 items in the area highlighted on the map. This area is a 112-meter radius. When a Loba's ultimate is placed on the ground, all the items on the ground will slightly hover off that ground. This is a great way to know if a black market is nearby. Players have the ability to take any ground item, items in closed and open loot boxes and death boxes. The ultimate will not work against cargo bots and closed care packages. We briefly mentioned it at the intro, but this ultimate now allows players to take as much ammo as they want, so feel free to gobble up all that heavy ammo that always seems to be hard to find. One thing to take note of when using this ultimate is that it is quite loud and easy to tell when enemies are looting, so be careful not to get pushed when using this ultimate ability. Second thing to keep in mind is that there is a faint trail from the item that is being looted back to the black market. This will allow enemies to track you down as well. There's not a whole lot to know about Loba's ultimate, but there are a few huge things to keep in mind. One big thing with this ability is the fact that it only takes 90 seconds to come back. This makes looting on the run extremely viable, and it is this, in my opinion, that makes Loba so great. The ability to place this black market down every 90 seconds to check and see if there's loot in the area, pick up 2 items, and then continue on to find the action is so incredible. This also will just be a huge time saver when exploring areas for loot that might not exist. Loba can simply place this ultimate down to see if it's even worth spending time in that area looting. When running a squad with a Loba, ammo is almost never a problem, which can also be relieving. Another thing is that when you're initially landing, Loba spawns with this ability already half charged. So in less than a minute of being on the ground, you can have the ability to loot. This makes it really great for early game fights as well. Another easy but great use case scenario for this ultimate is to use this ability to loot next to a portion of a location without actually running into it. You'll notice I dropped the ultimate next to Harvester to get some of the loot without needing to have our team run into Harvester. This could be nice if your team is rotating through an area or you just want to play it safe. Second to this is if you are in a hot area with a lot of fighting going on, you can post up in a building or adjacent to a fighting area and loot all of the death boxes in this area without actually having to stand at the death boxes. In this endgame rank scenario, I'm actually in a pin down scenario where I drop this ultimate just to see if I can get some grenades, and I actually am able to do this. The ability to loot other death boxes can be so clutch if you are running out of healing items, ammo, or are in need of that crucial extended magazine that has been eluding you all game. The third tip is one that many don't think of to utilize the ultimate for, but I absolutely love it, and that is to use the black market to armor swap quickly if you can't make it to a death box. If the ultimate is already on the ground, I sometimes will save this to swap armors in a pinch. Nearly no enemy ever expects you to do this, and if you are able to get this off quickly, it can be the difference between life and death in an engagement. However, keep in mind enemies can loot this ultimate too. It is always advisable to collapse the market before rotating away. The final tip for me to share with you is one that you probably won't do too often, but that is the fact that you can use the ultimate to rip one item out of the vault on World's Edge. Be mindful that you can only take one item, as the black market will break when ripping one item out of the vault. This also triggers an audible alarm that is quite loud and could alert enemies that are nearby. Loba, in my opinion, would be right in the middle in terms of overall ranking of the legends, somewhere around top 7 to top 9 area. I can't put Loba any higher on my list because really Loba is more of a legend that improves the quality of life and play, rather than bringing to the table a moveset that allows her to excel in combat. If at all possible, I try my best to get one of my squad mates to run Loba, but this isn't always fair, and I will offer up the ability to run her if no one else wants to. Loba honestly might be the best for casual pub games with friends that are less skilled or just want to have a good time trying to get into some action quicker. So there you have it. That is everything to get you on your way to mastering Loba in Apex Legends. Let me know in the comments how you feel about Loba and which legend I should do next in my Master Guide series. Currently, I'm looking at Lifeline, Rampart, and Octane, but I can't decide which. I just wanted to say I appreciate all the support as of late, and it means the world to me. Don't forget to slam that like button, and if you have any more questions on anything Apex Legends related, feel free to drop into one of my Twitch streams that are nearly daily at 8 p.m. Eastern, or stop into the community Discord, and I would be more than glad to answer and talk all things Apex Legends related. I hope you have a fantastic day. Till next time, peace out.